Suits ran for 9 seasons on USA Network, built one of the most loyal fan bases in cable television history, exploded on Netflix years after it ended, and still somehow gets treated like a guilty pleasure rather than the genuinely great legal drama it actually is. People know the show, people love the show, but they don't always give it credit for how well it's made. That changes today. What is Suits? Suits follows Mike Ross, a brilliant college dropout with a photographic memory who has never attended law school, and Harvey Specter, the best closer in New York City, who hires him anyway. The entire premise is built on a lie. Mike is not a lawyer. He never passed the bar, never went to Harvard, never did any of the things his resume says he did. And yet he is, by every practical measure, one of the sharpest legal minds in the room. The show spends 9 seasons asking what that means, for Mike, for Harvey, and for everyone around them who's in the secret. It's set in a high-end Manhattan law firm, Pearson Hardman, later Pearson Specter, later various other combinations as the power dynamics shift. And the cases are corporate law. Mergers, acquisitions, hostile takeovers, fraud. Not the courtroom drama of a murder trial, but the conference room warfare of people with enormous amounts of money fighting over enormous amounts of money. That setting turns out to be endlessly compelling. And the show uses it to explore ambition, loyalty, ethics, and what it actually costs to be the best at something. Why it's a great law drama, what separates Suits from most legal dramas is that it actually cares about the law, not in a dry procedural way, but in the sense that the legal strategy matters, the arguments matter, and winning or losing a case has real consequences for real characters. The show does an impressive job of making corporate law feel urgent and personal. When Harvey walks into a negotiation, you feel the stakes, even if you couldn't explain what a leveraged buyout is. That's good writing. The moral tension is also handled better than most shows bother to. Mike's secret isn't just a plot device. It's a genuine ethical problem that the show keeps returning to. Is he hurting people by practicing law without a license? Is the work he does good enough to justify the lie? And what about Harvey, who knows the truth and keeps choosing to protect him? These questions don't have clean answers, so Suits is smart enough not to pretend they do. Harvey and Mike. The show lives and dies on the Harvey and Mike dynamic, and it absolutely delivers. Harvey Specter is one of the great TV characters of his era. Arrogant, brilliant, emotionally closed off, and completely magnetic. Gabriel Macht plays him with a swagger that never tips into parody, and the rare moments where Harvey's armor cracks are genuinely earned. Mike is his opposite in almost every way. Warm, idealistic, still bothered by things Harvey stopped being bothered by years ago. And their dynamic creates a push and pull that carries the show even when the cases aren't at their strongest. Why you should watch it. Suits is the kind of show that is almost impossible to watch casually. It pulls you in fast. The pilot is one of the strongest in USA Network history. And the momentum rarely lets up. The dialogue is sharp, the characters are compelling, and there is always something happening beneath the surface of whatever case is being argued. It rewards binging because the serialized storylines build steadily across seasons in a way that makes every resolution feel earned. The Netflix bump it got years after airing proved something important. This show was always bigger than its cable network suggested. A whole new generation found it and immediately got obsessed. That doesn't happen with mediocre television. That happens when a show is genuinely, deeply good at what it does. Suits is sharp, stylish, morally complicated, and one of the best law dramas ever made. It never got the prestige TV recognition it deserved. But 9 seasons and a spin-off later, the show has the last laugh. If you haven't watched it, you're missing out. And if you have, you already know exactly what I'm talking about.